Sound like some Viking music, don't it?
Yeah, gotta get it out the mud, that's the only way to win. Who am I to point the finger like I never ever seen? Been through the ups and downs like the letter N. They don't let you through the door, better kick it again. Cause that's the only way to win. That's the only way to go. Gotta get it out the mud, gotta get it out the flow. Cause that's the only way to go, let's go.
Shooting lights out. Welcome to Shooting Lights Out here on this lovely Monday, October 27th, as we close in on the end of the month. The playmakers in the building here, and the NBA have been off to a great start on the court. Off the court is something else, and unfortunately, we have to talk about it. And my co-host is here. He just, for some reason, love taking shots at LeBron James.
Well, the NBA would much rather have stupid second decisions over what is happening now. So, I think they would want to have the pimp of the NBA actually adorn everything about the association than what unfortunately is happening and taking place now. LeBron, you still is a wax sucker for wanting to push products that we don't need. Hennessy, come on, son. Anyway. It is good to have you all here. It is wonderful we get a chance to talk and we can get to review the first week of the regular season in the NBA, all the good, all the bad, all the indifferent. Unfortunately, there's very little on the indifferent side. Much on the good side, much on the bad side. However, we will get to all of that. And I think it's time for us to do such. Let's see. What's that?
So you gonna go from picking on LeBron James to you love Dallas?
Well, I do love Dallas. You know I love Dallas. I'm I'm an equal opportunity. Look, I'm like Michael Jackson in The Boys. The Girl Is Mine. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
What would you do on Sunday afternoon?
Grinning. But I was grinning because the Tennessee Titans get whooped.
I said afternoon. I ain't say.
No, it was afternoon. I was grinning because the Tennessee Titans getting whooped. Now I didn't know at the same time the Cowboys were getting whooped too in the Rockies, but it was still good all the same. It's all the same. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's wonderful, but I still love Dallas. In fact, I have hope that you still might have a chance, Cowboys fan. You all might actually win the NFC East.
Look at Stephen A. Johnson.
Negroes, please. Y'all should just get on Gerard for messing your team up. But I digress. I had nothing bad to say about Dallas yesterday afternoon.
Of course you did, because they were too busy getting put 44 points on it behind by Denver.
I mean, the style points are great, but still, I didn't say anything bad about Dallas. In fact, I felt for Dallas fan. In fact, there's one Cowboys fan that I know that said, "You have one bad thing to say about me, and I'll bust you over the head with a brick." I hope the brick gets heavier as the year goes on. But I digress.
Yes.
Why am I terrible? What? Why am I terrible, playmaker?
You hope. You know what?
Why am I terrible? I'm professing my love for Dallas. And I didn't say I love Cowboys or the Stars or the Rangers, and most certainly the Mavs. I didn't say I love them. Now I'll say this: shout out to Klay Thompson. You pulled a nice honey in Megan Thee Stallion. You see, look at that. I complimented a Dallas athlete. Aren't you proud of me?
Not even a little.
Oh Lord. Well, anyway, let's get to what's the segment called? Let me see. Let's see from Beyond the Arc. No. From downtown, no. In the paint, no.
I mean, this is showing like your weekly deep shot into this
Yeah,
culture. So
yeah, it is. Let me see. To the Hole, no. Iron Unkind, no. Oh, that's right. Around the Hardwood. Ow! Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. I didn't know the camera was on me.
you took these out in front. You didn't even see the changes I made.
I did see the changes. That was fire. FIYH, fire. Yeah, graphics there credited to the Playmaker. That's the bomb. That's bomb stuff right there.
That's good.
That's some bomb stuff. What also might be some bomb stuff is what the NBA commissioner, not the WNBA one, had to say about the WNBA. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said past week that the WNBA players will get a quote big increase, close quote, in salaries in their new collective bargaining agreement, but pointed to quote absolute numbers, close quote, as the way to measure that growth as opposed to share of revenue. On to today's show, Mr. Silver had this to say, quote, I think share isn't the right way to look at it because there's so much more revenue in the NBA. I think you should look at absolute numbers in terms of what they are making. They are going to get a big increase in this cycle of collective bargaining, and they deserve it. Close quote. The WNBPA, the union for the WNBA players, they opted out of the current collective bargaining agreement last year at this week's time, and has since been negotiating a new one with the current deal set to expire on Halloween.
Friday.
On an Instagram story, the WNBPA posted a clip of Silver's comments featuring him repeating on a loop saying, quote, I think share isn't the right way to look at it, close quote, and the caption saying, don't want to share, while tagging Silver. Now, your thoughts on the NBA commissioner weighing in on the WNBA players having a big increase, but basically saying, let's not look at it from the overall share of revenue.
I see where the commissioner's coming from in Adam Silver, because he's basically saying let's not focus on revenue sharing because the WNBA is not where the NBA level is at. So let's look at everything as a whole, and let's put actual numbers together. And then let's project as the year continue to grow as a league to see if we can get to the NBA level, which is going to take forever. But
Look.
And plus, we both know Adam Silver is pro players anyway. So he's going to make sure, he's going to do whatever he can to make sure the ladies get their money.
All right. That was a wonderful fine analysis, and I agree with all of what you said. Especially the part where the NBA wasn't making money. They really didn't turn a hardcore profit, really, until 1984. I could say 1983, but 1984 for sure. And that was year number 39 of the league's existence. And only years before, they would tape delaying the finals. And the league was crying broke, and the owners were crying broke, and advertisers did not want to sink money into the product that looked like it was about to die before it had the boom that it did eventually have with Magic and Bird. Not Jordan, Kevin Garnett. Come on, son. You know the sport well enough. You're a good historian. How could you omit Bird and Magic before Jordan took it to the next level? Because you basically wanted to say my mic sounds nice with Michael Jordan.
Mm.
I digress.
Yeah,
What did I say?
I know how you get when stuff like that happens. So yeah, I mean,
Oh, wow. Now, the Mercury Satal Sabali had this to say about during the WNBA Finals, the recent proposal from the league, saying that it makes the players feel as if, quote, we're not part of the growth of the league. If we continued with this CBA, we would percentage-wise go down on our compensation. Close quote. The league's league salary cap was a little bit over 1.5 million in 2025, with a super maximum of just under 250,000 and a minimum of just over 66,000.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a bit rough. But the stat that I love that you always say about this, the WNBA has experienced growth the past few years, with attendance, viewership, and merchandise sales, along with investment in franchise valuations soaring to new heights. $2.2 billion, not $1 billion, with that media deal that we're now on the cusp of beginning. But if the two sides do not come to an agreement by Halloween, they could agree to an extension which would allow them to continue bargaining, which they did for the last CBA, which was ultimately signed in January of 2020. Now, a new CBA must be done before a two-team expansion draft is held in Toronto for the Tempo and Portland, the Fire, and also must precede a free agency period where most of the league's veteran players are unrestricted free agents. So they still have business to take care of, and it could be destroyed or at least delayed greatly should this CBA not happen between now and say the winter. But the players only make 9.3% of the overall revenue. I don't think the NBA players were making that small of an amount of the pie, even back then. But I digress. From the professional ranks to the collegiate ranks, the NCAA approved a rule change on Wednesday that will allow athletes and athletic department staff members to bet on professional sports. 2 weeks after the Division I cabinet approved the change, Divisions 2 and 3 management councils signed off on it, allowing the new rule to go into effect this coming Saturday. This rule doesn't change the NCAA rule forbidding athletes from betting on college sports. That's a lie. The NCAA also prohibits sharing information about college competitions with bettors. Nick. The institution also doesn't accept advertising or sponsorships or NCAA championships by betting sites. DraftKings, FanDuel, MGM Grand. Should I go on, you greedy mother? Despite the change, the NCAA emphasized that it doesn't endorse betting on sports, particularly for student athletes. Professionalism, Cole. Professionalism. They'll go off on these greedy so-and-sos. Feel better now. The NCAA president, Charlie Baker, anticipated the rule change, along with his hair growing whiter than a sheet. That would be passed when he talked with the media on Monday at a Big East roundtable on the future of college basketball, saying, and along with that, Roberta Page, director of athletics at Slippery Rock and chair of the Division II Management Council, had this further to say, quote, This change recognizes the realities of today's sports environment without compromising our commitment to protecting the integrity of college competition or the well-being of student athletes. Close quote. Okay, Playmaker, your thoughts on the NCAA basically saying, all right, athletes, you can actually put forth a parlay starting Saturday.
Matter of fact, go ahead and read the last two paragraphs in that article.
Okay. Woosah. The change comes as NCAA enforcement caseloads, involving sports betting violations, have increased in recent years. Just last month, the NCAA banned 3 men's college basketball players for sports betting, saying they had bet on their own games at Fresno State and San Jose State, respectively, and were able to share thousands of dollars in payouts. Quote, we run the largest integrity program in the world on sports betting across all the various games. Sadly, we discovered some student athletes involved with some problematic activity. Close quote. And that came from the greediest of them all, the NCAA president, Charles Baker. Your thoughts on athletes now in the athletic realm of the National Collegiate of Advancement of Athletes, being an association of athletes, being able to vote or being able to put on parlays starting Saturday.
How much time do we have for your show?
Plenty. I'm sorry, you have another show. So you have a couple of hours.
So y'all going to allow these student athletes to bet on pro sports?
Yes.
But you run the largest integrity program in the world on sports betting across all various games.
Yeah, that's what the NCAA president said. The NCAA president said that.
This change recognizes the reality of today's sports environments without compromising our commitment to protecting the integrity of collegiate competition or the well-being of student athletes. Okay. You know what part of that sentence bothers me?
Which part bothers you?
You want to take a guess at it?
Say it again.
This change recognizes the realities of today's sports environment without compromising our commitment to protecting the integrity of college competition or the well-being of student athletes.
You talking about the word integrity?
No.
Because they don't have any. You talk about compromising? Because they'll be compromised doing it.
The well-being of student athletes.
They don't care about student athletes.
So you're not compromising the well-being of student athletes.
That's why I said compromise. That's why I said that. That word right there, compromise. They're being compromised by doing this.
I hate to go this route, but this is a necessary route to go to. Cole Johnson, me and you are of the same complexion.
That is correct.
What is one of the major problems with our people?
Well, besides togetherness and being marginalized just simply because of how we look?
Yeah, besides those.
That unfortunately, especially in this particular sport, I would dare say 8 out of 10 athletes that play basketball are our complexion.
Okay. But they have something in common with most of us. They don't have financial literacy.
I was going to say they come from poor, disadvantaged areas, and poor money skills. If people who don't know what financial literacy is, financial literacy means you're actually pretty good about saving your money and making sure your money grows over time with wealth. Yeah, we don't have that issue. Yeah, we have that issue. Most of us do, unfortunately.
The well-being of student athletes, and even those who are financial literate that play sports, guess what they gonna do? They gonna do the same thing as the ones that's not financially literate gonna do.
Mhm.
Cause you know why? Cause they can bet on sports. So NCAA, how is you really not compromising the well-being of student athletes?
Well, that chump said that. I'm sorry, my bad. Professionalism. This wonderful individual who is the caretaker of the NCAA had the audacity to opine that they won't be able to bet on the collegiate ranks because they'll slap the hands and wrist of them. But they can bet on how many yards CeeDee Lamb can get in a certain game. They could bet on the over and under of tonight's Monday Night Football game. They could even bet how many runs the Dodgers and the Blue Jays combined can get on Game 3 tonight and not suffer any consequences. But they can't do it now because it's illegal. But they'll be able to do it this coming weekend.
They won't suffer any NCAA consequences.
No, they can now if they do it tonight.
But they will suffer life
Thursday or Friday.
They will suffer life consequences because the institution ain't helping them.
Well, let's look at it like this: they pride their institutions on teaching student athletes, and they stress that it's student before athlete. Well, I will give the NCAA this challenge. Force these institutions, if these athletes are allowed to bet on pro sports, force these institutions to teach the athletes financial literacy. Force them to do it. Because I agree with Playmaker. A problem is to be had. Because if they get their NIL and they make it rain in the betting club, guess where they'll go next? They'll try to find a way to spend that money. They'll try to find a way to spend that money and put bets on their scholarship. You didn't think about that, did you?
These 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, they make more money than me and Cole put together.
That's correct.
And they'll be going in one bet, maybe two.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
But we are not compromising the well-being of student athletes. Go ahead, Cole, because I want to say some words, but I'm not allowed to say them.
Okay, well, Mr. Baker, I think I can speak on Playmaker's behalf when I opine the following. When you open up the betting window, you're opening up a Pandora's box for problems that you are not equipped to handle. You're not equipped to handle it. Your board is not equipped to handle it. No institution is able to handle it. You're seeing a problem with the pro leagues having difficulties handling gambling. You've seen issues with the NBA now. You've seen issues with the NFL. What makes you think that you all will be able to handle it better than they can or as well as they can? You can talk integrity all you want, but until you actually have a button on how you can curtail having monetary issues with these players, and they don't literally gamble their life away, then you have to face the problem that we can't control something. So now you have this question to ask, Mr. Baker. And I'm surprised he didn't put a NCAA versus Cole Johnson on this. What matters more to you? What matters more to you? Is it the integrity of the athletes and the programs that they represent? Or is it how much money you get to pocket when you open your wallet and these betting houses make it rain on your head? Which one means more to you? I get the feeling we know the answer to that question, but you can volunteer that answer anytime you wish. Now, staying in the NCAA and actually on the court matters, top-ranked UConn and their season opener against number 20 ranked Louisville, that was supposed to be played on Ramstein's air base in Germany this coming Monday. Tuesday. However, it has been moved to the Naval Academy because of the governmental shutdown. Jeff Walz, not to be confused with the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, told the Associated Press on Thursday night, quote, "We're excited to have the opportunity to play at the academy. It's going to be a great experience for our players. Everyone was excited about going to Germany and playing in Ramstein, but we will make the best of this. We were going to head over to Germany a few days earlier and have a scavenger hunt in a castle on Halloween." Close quote. Have no worry. Just go to Baker's office in Indianapolis. He'll give you all the scavenger hunt with betting all that your heart desires. I'm sorry, my bad. Walz said that his team was going to try to see some museums in the area and make the most of his trip to Annapolis in Maryland, the capital of Maryland. He went on to say, quote, "There's so much history there that hopefully things are open for us to see." Close quote. The call was made to move the game by the Entertainment Sports Programming Network, or ESPN for short. Now, your thoughts on the UConn-Louisville game was supposed to tip off next Tuesday, now being moved from the air base in Germany to Annapolis at the Naval Academy.
Screw you, Trump.
Wow. Really? Screw you, Trump?
I don't care what anybody says. You can say this is not about politics. You can say whatever you want. Trump is involved with this in some form or fashion.
Why the heat toward the head of state?
When the last time you had a government shutdown that affected sports?
Okay, well, technically, the last time the government shut down was when President Trump took office last.
Oh, not a coincidence, huh? And by the way, why? I know this is basketball, but why do we have a government shutdown now?
Well, the issue is healthcare. That's the issue. One side wants to be expanded. The other side is like, no, it should not be. It should not cover these particular set of people. And because the two sides can't come to an agreement, we have been in this governmental shutdown for a bit of a time.
So one of the parties is saying certain groups of people that shouldn't be covered.
That's correct.
If this was not a basketball show.
And it's affecting people because now you got people who work for the government. They haven't been seeing checks, including the military.
At least, and shout out to ESPN, the only sane one in this debacle. How ironic. Instead of it saying, "Hey, let's go to UConn or Louisville," who was supposed to be the home team in this game. I think it's Louisville. Mm-hmm. We just have it on our Navy base, capital. I'm fine with that. Still a neutral site game.
Mhm.
Even though I have a feeling more you can't be finna show up now.
Probably.
Because Connecticut is not that far from Miller.
No. 4.5 hour drive, maybe.
And we are in an era in sports where we're trying to expand sports across the world.
Yeah, I mean, the NBA just got finished doing the preseason, and they were playing some of these games overseas. So yeah, and of course now the NFL, they're in the midst of their regular season where they have a slew of games where they also play overseas.
Now, these two ladies' programs can't enjoy the overseas experience. And how ironic we talking about the two colors of the both parties.
Yeah, red, blue. Mhm.
Can't get their act together. And there's a president who can care less.
It did not all fall on him.
You follow Trump. You follow Trump's campaign more than me, so you know what I say ain't this come out the blue.
True. How can I put this? There's some grain of truth to that. Not saying there's not all, but there's some grain of truth to that. But I think you're having a lot of people who are trying to flex that really has nothing to do with Trump. And that also is an issue. And what I think what we're witnessing are a lot of people on both sides of the aisle making an ego struggle, an ego battle mean more than the will of the people. And it's having unintended effects that are not all that great. This game being one of them. So now you can't really tell, well, America is, America, they may have their disagreements. They may not be on board with everything, but they're on board with the fact of how good this country is. And this is a sign of saying, well, maybe this country isn't so good. I'm not subscribing to that, but a person who isn't an American citizen could look at that. Just look at this UConn Louisville game that was going to be played on a military base in Germany and say, oh, there's trouble in paradise. Not a good look. But it's Trump's fault, you say, huh? Okay.
Hey, they want to play everything on Obama, so hey, I can do the same.
Well, I mean, there's some who would actually be on board with you.
That's just something might actually take it actually way farther than I would.
Mm-hmm. I mean, as I said, there's some who would be with you. There's some who would actually say the same, that this would be all his fault. Now, in terms of not getting both sides to come to a deal and fanning flames, totally. And I can see that being an issue, no problem. Now, when you have others like the Speaker of the House, one Mr. Johnson, want to call out the Dems, and then you have one Mr. Jeffries, and then who's not even a representative but a senator, one Mr. Schumer, that wants to clap back on the other side, and it seems to be tit for tat. There is the underlying issue, and it is unfortunate that these young men and their programs will not get a chance to actually enjoy life on an
Yes.
airbase
Young
and
ladies.
think. Oh, I'm sorry, the ladies. Thank you. These young ladies and in these schools won't get a chance to have this game on an air base where they get to show those airmen, we appreciate you. We thank you for your sacrifice. I know you do this every single day. You defend our honor. You defend our freedom, and you all are appreciated. And this is our token of saying thank you. And we can't even do that.
I mean, you send the national champions over there, ain't the national champions? Washington, y'all suck. And I'm talking about DC. You suck.
Yeah. Can't really fault you for saying that. Can't fault you for saying that. So the governmental shutdown, it began almost 4 weeks ago when the Senate failed to advance a House-passed GOP government funding bill. The longest shutdown lasted 35 days. That was 6 years ago. Now, the reason why this game can't take place, military bases are operating at a reduced level with the shutdown. Now, this was supposed to be the third time that the Armed Forces Classic was played at Ramstein. And as you mentioned earlier, this would be the first that featured two women's basketball teams. The men's team from UConn played there inaugurally in 2012. It was Texas A&M and West Virginia who played there in 2017. Now,
Victor, what's up?
Hey, Victor. Say good afternoon to the super hacker and the EP of all EPs, Cole Johnson. It's good to see you, Victor. Hope everything's good in your world. That is the Ed McMahon of the Snowman in the Morning team. One, Mr. Victor Locke, VLOCK83 or Victor Locke. We love you, bro. Now, back to the NBA. The Spurs have unveiled a banner celebrating the one, the only, the great Greg Popovich. Fittingly, it was quiet. The Spurs were playing their home opener on Sunday when fans saw the new banner for the first time. There wasn't a public ceremony when the banner was hoisted. This was a clear indicator that Popovich said no lavish celebration. Spurs coach Mitch Johnson had this to say about that. Quote, very Pop-esque. Obviously, what an honor to have him included with that group, but can't say enough in terms of 29 years as the head coach and longer with the organization. 5 chips. Everything that you see here or have heard regarding this organization, he's had his handprints all over it. Just the amount of dedication, time, and energy he brought in and put into so many things that are never public consumption or even known by the people in the organization, the players, the importance of everything, how we do everything, the attention to detail, the consistency, the love, the blood, sweat, and tears that we put into this game. Close quote. The banner hangs alongside David Robinson's number 50, Sean Elliott's number 32, Avery Johnson's number 6, Bruce Barnes' number 12, Manu Ginobili's number 20, Tony Parker's number 9, of course, Tim Duncan's number 21. Your thoughts on the honor of Greg Popovich having his name hoisted up to the rafters?
Spurs do what Spurs does. Classy organization. Don't make headlines. It's only fitting, right?
Yeah, it is.
But for those who don't know, I was a big Greg Popovich fan. That's why I love the San Antonio Spurs so much, even though I'm a Magic fan. They do it with class, personified, and they don't make headlines. We play basketball, we win games, we may win championships, and we going about our business. So very, very well done, San Antonio. Very well done. And then Pop's going to be Pop regardless how old he is. Hey, guess who's in the chat?
Oh, Lord. Oh, Dustin Henry. 1/2 of no credentials acquired. He says, Greg Popovich deserves all the accolades he gets, as tough as it is for me to say. Mavericks fan. That's why he says that. Playmaker and Cole, Hall of Fame combo. Appreciate you, brother.
Welcome
From
to the show, Dustin.
one Hall of Fame combo, as you claim that we are, to another with you and Ryan. It's good to have you on board, Dustin. Yeah, and I agree with what he says, and I agree with what you said too. I mean, they were so classy. People who had no clue as to what true basketball was supposed to be about. They would call this franchise and the team boring. But
I know. Trust me, I know.
yeah, but when the results came pouring in, people started to realize, oh, this crew ain't boring. This crew just does it right. And I was like, I'd rather the way they do it than the way other teams have done it.
You want to know? You want to know how 5-on-5 basketball should be played? The San Antonio Spurs put it to you night in and night out.
Mm-hmm. And I laughed. I laughed back in 2003 when people were calling this team boring. I'm like, no, this team isn't boring. I can think of many adjectives I can claim for them to be. Boring is not one of them.
Come on, man. They didn't care who got the shine.
No.
One night it can be Tony Parker. The next night it can be Tim Duncan. The other night it can be Manu Ginobili. Next thing you know, it's Patty Mills coming off the bench.
And that is what made the team so beautiful to watch. It didn't matter who got the shine as long as they got the dub. And even Popovich was that way. It was like, look, I don't care about the shine. I just want the team to do well.
Pop made more headlines messing with sideline reporters than anything.
Mm-hmm. And I will always love him for that. And seemingly the sideline reporters loved him for it even more. But yeah, it's actually befitting that he did not have a big time ceremony, because he is a low-key guy. He coached in a low-key fashion, a bunch of low-key players to boot. I mean, it just fits his style. And I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of the Spurs. I'm not a fan of the team, but I'm proud of what they've accomplished. And of course, one huge fan of the Spurs. We know her very well, the Queen of Hoops, Megan Price. I know she is grinning from ear to ear, seeing one of the greatest coaches of all time get his just due with the city of San Antonio and the Spurs organization. So yes, an honor well deserved. And Pop, thank you for the contributions you have made. We're gonna miss you, brother. We're gonna miss you. Even though you're still affiliated with the team, when it's time for you to move away fully from the team, your presence is going to be totally and sorely missed. Oh man. Popovich stepped down as coach of the Spurs back in May, ending a 3-decade run which saw him become the league's all-time wins leader and earn induction into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, he suffered a stroke at the team's arena back in actually almost a year ago to the day, November the 2nd. And he did not coach again, though he remains with the team as president. Again, all I have to say is all honors are well-deserved, and you deserve it all, brother. Thank you for what you have poured into this league, into this sport, and to the coaches who will take what you taught them and teach others. Your legacy will live on through them.
From the great Brad Popovich to new hires in the WNBA. 3 more coaches were hired in the WNBA, despite what's going on in the offseason for the CBA.
They actually gonna get a check?
Cindy Brondella, the former Liberty head coach, will be the inaugural coach for the Toronto Tempo. Sticking with Liberty, assistant coach Sana Raymond is now the new head coach for the Seattle Storm. And the University of South Florida, they'll be looking for a new coach as Jose Fernandez will be leaving the Bulls to coach the Dallas Wings.
Really?
Yes. So now we have 3 more coaches. The Toronto Timberwolves now have their coach.
Mm-hmm.
And we already talked about the Portland Fire had their coach last week.
That's right.
So, Mr. Johnson, we have 3 new coaches currently.
Mm-hmm.
Because we still have a lead so far.
Yeah.
Which of the 3 you looking forward to the most?
Look forward to the Wings. I mean, I do love Dallas.
No.
And I want them to do well. I mean, I really am hoping that they can turn around being the worst team in professional women's basketball. I don't want them to no longer be the scourge of the Metroplex. Oh no, that's Gerald. But I want them to live up to their billing of actually having wings, and they sprout and they take root and they take flight. But seriously. I forgot who said it, but I think the WNBA has been having this manifesto of wanting to actually have more women head coaches. And so I'm interested in actually seeing both with Miss Brondello and Miss Rahman, see how they will lead their respective teams. One that already is in the league, and the other who is coming into the league for the first time in 2026. I'm looking forward to see what those two do. And of course, I want to see what the guy does as well, Mr. Fernandez. But yeah, the eyes on the 2 women for sure. And Jose, do all of us a favor.
Here we go.
Do all of us a favor. Tank.
I knew it.
Do your best to do your worst. Because the only reason why I enjoyed 2025 was that the team that you took over was the worst team in the WNBA. And that makes my heart smile.
Your hatred for Dallas is unlimited. The man just got the job and he telling him to do his worst.
What are you talking about?
This man been coaching in college for who knows how long. He's finally in the professional ranks, and you want him to do his worst. This first opportunity in the pros, you want him to do. You is terrible.
How am I terrible? Again, I love Dallas. I want Dallas to do well.
Wow, why Dallas, in your opinion, in how you feel, Dallas shouldn't even hire a coach?
No, they should get a fan from the sideline, from the stands. You get a fan from the stands to coach them. They'll be better off. Heck, why don't you get Gerald to coach him?
Oh Lord,
that'd be a better option. Get Gerald Jones to coach him. He thinks he knows everything. Let's prove he knows women's basketball too. He can gamble away their fortunes further and have them contract with his dumb behind.
Some other news to get into before we close out our first segment of the day.
Playmaker called me terrible for wishing Mr. Fernandez good luck on his season.
Yeah, there you go. There go your coach right there.
Dustin says, "Look, I'll coach the team, so you'll go to Dallas and coach him. That's good to know."
There you go. You got your coach. You happy now?
Yes, I figured Dustin would, but because I know he'll get the chance to rub shoulders with Mavericks players. But yes, I'm happy.
Anthony Edwards will be out for 2 weeks with a right hamstring strain.
He's going to shoot a shot to every hole he sees. I told you, son, no new holes. You pull a hamstring with your third leg. No new hoes, son.
This man said third leg. Luka Doncic, he'll be out for at least a week with a finger sprain and a leg contusion.
Oh, he'll probably gain 25 pounds.
You is
What? What am I doing here?
your interest in Anthony Edwards and Luka Doncic never fails.
I can't help it. If the dude shoots, he shot his shot at Sabrina Ionescu. He shot his shot at Angel Reese. I can't help if this dude just simply thinks with the head below his waist more than he does with the head above it. That's him, not me. I mean, the tree trunk just has him like a heat-seeking missile going near the nearest juice box he wants. I mean, I can't help if that's how he is.
You got to bring it up every time, though.
Yes, because dude, Kevin Durant
be killing him on social media.
Kevin Durant keeps shooting his little brother down every time he sees Anthony Edwards. Like, whoo, yeah, it's time to plow you, girl.
That man said Ant-Man, Superman, child support.
Child support 5.
I was like, what is going on here?
So I was like, it's not just me. I mean, every time I look up, Anthony Edwards is shooting a shot. I'm like, doggone, dude. I get you in your mid-20s, but geez, calm it down.
You know what? I'm going to end this one right there.
What the? Call me terrible. You say that every time I think of Anthony Edwards, I think about the fact that he wants to plug and plow women. I'm just telling the truth. I'm just telling the truth.
You're basically saying all the ladies run. He has 2 weeks
Yes.
off.
Yes, he has 2 weeks to do nothing but make sure that he has his cardiovascular all running well when he comes back on the court. And he's only going to do that with the mattress mambo. So you better run away from this fool. Fast.
Oh my God. Commercial break.
Fast.
When we come back, we got to get down. We got to get down to business. We'll be back.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids from the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
WWE Shop is your online source for all things WWE. Be a part of the excitement and score wrestling gear for big events like WrestleMania or SummerSlam. From current superstars to legends, from Raw to SmackDown to NXT. Don't miss this chance to shop for the most awesome WWE merch. Shop for the best deals as well as WWE gift cards and save big on your favorite items. WWE Shop at Fanatics Experience.
Cool McCain.
You thought you wanted Gunther against Chad Gable, but you didn't. And I'm going to tell you why. Chad Gable would take everything that Gunther's done and bury it.
The Playmaker.
It was on site. AJ Styles walked out there seeing LA Knight. Oh, okay. Then LA Knight hopped out the car. Let's go.
Break down everything in TNA, AEW, and all of the WWE programming. Join these two kings, monarchs of wrestling, live every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central on the Play Caller Sports Talk YouTube channel.
And welcome back to Streaming Lights Out on this Monday, October 27, 2025 here as we closing out the month of October and get ready for the month of November, in which college basketball makes its debut.
Anthony Edwards
for the new season.
No new hoes, son. No new hoes.
For our next segment is a very, very serious subject into which I will not be saying much because this I'm giving to my co-host to take and run with it as he will. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fragrant File.
So this was a wonderful way to begin the 2026 NBA season, the 80th campaign. The NBA was back on NBC. Everybody was happy about that. We got a chance to witness Michael Jordan be interviewed by Mike Tirico. It was great to see that. We saw all of these great past athletes, Tracy McGrady, Carmelo Anthony, Vince Carter. We got a chance to see all of these greats, and of course, Reggie Miller actually calling a color. We got a chance to see all these past NBA greats. So the NBA was set up for nostalgia to re-enter the atmosphere and to get us hoping again for the product being great. And that's one of the greatest ploys of marketing. When we can actually think of days of yore, and it's like, wow, it'd be great to have these days come back again. Man, I really miss when Jordan and McGrady and Carmelo and Carter and Reggie, when they all were playing, it was great. It was wonderful. I want to go back to those days again. We actually had that and had two pretty good games to begin the season with the nightcap being the Warriors and the Lakers, with a LeBron-less Lakers at that, and Luka Doncic, the more svelte figure, actually showing his skills there, and the game that started the whole season, the Rockets and the Thunder going into double overtime. We were having a wonderful trip down memory lane, and the season started because we were all happy about hearing the NBA on NBC theme again. Thank you, John Tesh, with that wonderful theme. We were feeling that 1998 vibes all over. And then we have this. The NBA is reassessing its measures on legal sports betting. I wonder why. How it should be regulated, what types of bets should be allowed, and the best ways to protect players from the, quote, dire risks that gambling can impose upon their careers and livelihoods, close quote, according to a leak memo obtained by ESPN on Monday. Hey, Mr. Charles Baker, you see what I said, son? So the NCAA has a whole lot of integrity. These are the big boys, men, grown men, and they have difficulty regulating this. What makes you think you can regulate 18 to 22-year-olds doing what seemingly 30-year-olds and 35-year-olds and 40-year-olds are having issues doing? I digress. Said memo was sent out to all 30 teams 4 days after veteran guard Terry Rozier and the Portland Trail Blazers coach Chauncey Billups were indicted as part of a federal investigation into gambling schemes involving sports betting and poker. The league wrote in that memo that it was reviewing policies regarding injury reporting, training, education of all NBA personnel, and safety measures for players.
Before you continue on,
Go ahead, sir.
what's up, Ryan? Thank you for joining.
Ryan, he says, afternoon, gents. The other half of No Credentials Required, say hello to Dustin. He's also here as well. He says, I reckon this particular scandal in the NBA is just a tip of the spear. And I 100% agree with you. I think it is just a tip of the spear, too. I bet, no pun intended, this goes deeper than what is at the surface. No lies there. No lies there. And that's what angers me, because I know there's a whole lot more than we know. And I think there's a whole lot more than what we're going to know that is afoot here. Federal authorities accuse Rozier of conspiring with a childhood friend in a gambling scheme centered on prop bets on his statistics from a game back on March of 2023 when he was a member of the Hornets. Rozier, according to the indictment, told co-conspirator Deniro Laster that he would be leaving the game early against the New Orleans Pelicans. Laster sold the non-public information about Rozier's status to gamblers for approximately 100 GER, according to the indictment. I'm sorry, 100,000. Sportsbooks in multiple states detected unusual betting interest on the under on Rozier's statistics ahead of that game, and enough unexpected betting came in that many sportsbooks halted betting on Rozier ahead of it. Rozier left the game after playing a little over 9 minutes, citing a foot injury. The memo went to say about that incident, quote, while the unusual betting on Terry Rozier's unders in the March 2023 game was detected in real time because the bets were placed legally, we believe there is more that can be done from a legal and regulatory perspective to protect the integrity of the NBA and our affiliated leagues. In particular, proposition bets on individual player performance involve heightened integrity concerns and require additional scrutiny. Close quote. There's that word again, integrity. Baker, I want you to look at this. You said that your entity has the highest integrity. Okay. And you're seeing grown men are having issues with integrity in relation to betting, in relation to gambling. You're seeing this, right? Real time, you're seeing this. The league wrote in the memo that it is exploring ways to enhance its integrity monitoring programs to better use artificial intelligence and other tools to, quote, synthesize all available data from betting operators, social media, and other sources to identify betting activity of concern, close quote. Now, both Rozier and Billups, they were put on leave by the NBA last week, and afterwards they were arrested in Florida and Oregon, respectively, they were charged in separate indictments. Billups is accused of participating in rigged poker games with ties to organized crime, according to the incident. The memo goes on to say, quote, with sports betting now occupying such a significant part of the current sports landscape, every effort must be made to ensure that players, coaches, and other NBA personnel are fully aware of the dire risks that gambling can impose upon their careers and livelihoods, that our injury discloses rules are appropriate, and that players are protected from harassment from bettors. Close quote. Now, Rozier and Billups, they're only two of the 34 who have been arrested by the FBI. Another would be the assistant coach, Damon Jones. But the Billups part is what really irks me. You had the distinction of being one of the good guys, one of the character guys. That's what we heard when you later got your career going in Denver, and then when you became a champion as a Piston. That was the word. Integrity guy, good guy. And you do this. I pray that I pray that you actually say this is all false. But normally, in the way that I have witnessed these types of investigations which happen, the FBI normally doesn't throw handcuffs on you until they basically say, we got all of this on you and you have nowhere else to run, hide, or cover. So there's something of dirt, something afoot, and something awry with how you roll and operate. And it's a shame that you are the head coach of one of these 30 NBA teams, and that's how you get down. That is how you get down. That is okay to actually participate in rigged games. Rigged games. That now we actually have mafia ties to it. Really? Oh my gosh. I don't understand it. This was supposed to be a time where we would get to celebrate the league beginning a new season, and nostalgia overload was supposed to take place. And now we have many things that just cloud what and overshadow the goodness of what this league has been. I mean, we're supposed to talk about Austin Reeves scoring a career high 51 points in the game. You know, we're supposed to be talking the fact that Luka Doncic was just boogieing the first 2 games of the season. We're supposed to talk about the Thunder having overtime games and overcoming it and winning. We were supposed to be talking about, it looks like this league is actually pretty healthy with a lot of good young talent all over the league that I really believe we are going to see a boon, the likes of which we might not really have ever seen. We're supposed to be talking about those things, but no, we're not. We're not talking about the greatness of one Victor Wembanyama who can actually block shots without leaving his feet. No. We're talking about people who want to get their money on. We're talking about people who want to impugn the integrity of a league. We're talking about individuals who think they can skirt the rules and mess up a good thing. We're talking about those things. We're not talking about who we think is going to win the East or the West, who are the 16 teams that might qualify for the playoffs. We're not talking about those things. No. We're talking about if the NBA can survive this horrible mark that's placed on it now. Because you got the FBI all in the fingerprints of the league and their operations. It's one thing with a player doing this. A coach? I mean, this is almost known. This is Pete Rose-esque. And for those who don't understand that reference, Pete Rose was a player for the Phillies and the Reds, mostly the Reds. He also, in the 1980s, got to manage the Reds. And he bet when he was a manager. Every time he bet on the Reds to win, but he would place bets on his team. And he vehemently denied it. He got banned from the league. And then when he admitted it, the league didn't want to reinstate him. And they didn't reinstate him until after he died. And now he has a posthumous Hall of Fame award ceremony that's upcoming. More than likely it will be this coming summer, but this next summer. But the thing is, you have this figure who was the leader of men, soiling the league and his own reputation on betting. And now you have another coach who he may not have bet on games, but he was involved in games, in poker games, where it was rigged and it had organization ties, crime ties to it. Oh my gosh. I mean, almost it's almost like that scene in Malcolm X where Denzel Washington was lying in bed and he was contemplating the end of possibly his life. And this was after he left the Nation of Islam and his home got firebombed. And he reflected on the organization in the arms of Betty, his wife. And he said, quote, Nation of Islam, the greatest organization that black people ever created. And Negroes ruined it. Close quote. Now, he didn't say Negras. You know what he said. That's exactly how I feel here. The NBA is probably one of the best places that gives hope to these young black men, and the WNBA, young black women, but I'll just take it NBA style. It's one of the greatest places that gives hope to young black men who actually do have the athletic gifts to take their families from the poorhouse and have them live the lap of luxury. And we're having Negroes ruin it. But hey, I'll say this. If anything, the best thing that's come from this scandal is we're not talking about the NBA Cup. Thank the Lord for that. But come on, man. You cannot ruin the reputation of the league by gambling and involving mob bosses. I mean, this is out of a doggone Hollywood script. But it's real life. Heck, I think it was better that we were dealing with LeBron selling his soul to to Hennessy. I'm sure that's what they want now. Because it looks like the NBA is spiraling further and further down because they can't get out of the way on gambling. And you wondered why people were afraid of involving Las Vegas in sports. And now you're seeing why. The commissioner himself, he had this to say about all the festivities. Quote, deeply disturbed. I had a pit in my stomach. Close quote. Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. Another coach, JB Bickerstaff, he had this to say about the scandal. Quote, it's a scary situation. The information that our guys have, just natural things that happen through a shoot around or through a practice that might be a casual conversation at home or wherever it may be, that information may have been monetized now. You have to be extremely careful. Close quote. You having people around the league having to think like that. You're having people around the league having to feel like that. You're having people around the league having to protect themselves like that. I remember something my grandmother would always say to me. One apple can spoil a whole bunch. And I asked her one day, I said, well, why would this one apple spoil a bunch of apples where the rest of them actually grew healthy? She says, you'll see. And so I got a chance to witness later on in life a healthy pile of strawberries. They all looked ripe and red and ready to eat. And then this one strawberry had fungus on it. Dropped it in the middle of that strawberry patch. And then the whole strawberry patch was infected. Mr. Rozier, Mr. Billups, that's what you've done. And the other 32, that's what you've done. These few bad apples, you're spoiling a whole bunch. And now you're going to have many people look at the NBA and say, oh, all of them are criminals because they have to involve the mob when they actually bet. I hope you're actually happy about that. Well, I'm tired of discussing this disgust. That's the end of Flagrant Foul. And when we do return, we will actually talk about good things. The good things such as Luka Doncic possibly showing a future of how things will be in Los Angeles. The Thunder looking as though they're going to be champs to be reckoned with. And are the Knicks for real? And also, do the Thunder have a challenger? And, well, who can come up besides the Knicks or the Cavs? We will have that on the other side. This is This is Shooting Lights Out with the Playmaker. I'm Cole Johnson. We'll be back right after this. See.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Shop hats and official sports gear at Lids. Lids is the leader and #1 destination for hats, gears, and everything that moves you, making it the perfect shop for fans to find official sports hats, merchandise, and gear. Represent your team, your town, and your style with a snapback adjustable fitted hat or beanie from thousands of college and pro teams. Browse the very latest sports jerseys and t-shirts from the best teams out there. Lids has officially licensed professional and college sport team apparel and hats featuring the hottest brands and trends. Shop online or visit one of the 100 stores across the country. Locker Rooms by Lids.
Rams fans all around the world.
It's a beautiful thing to be a Rams fan right now. Stafford's back. We're going to see about Kupp. And running back Kyren Williams to return.
Lend me your ears, or should I say lend Playmaker your ears, as he breaks down week by week everything in the Los Angeles Rams canon.
Number 99, Aaron Donald. Can't wait for 2029 to come to know that you are going in the Hall of Fame, and it should be first ballot, no questions asked.
Join the Playmaker as he breaks down everything Los Angeles Rams style in Ramily Talk on the Playmakers Blog Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts.
Welcome back to Shooting Lights Out. As my co-host Cole Johnson gave a wonderful flagrant foul.
Thank you, sir. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate. I'll say this: it was one of the ones I least looked forward to doing. I'll put it like that.
And shout out to Ryan and
Oh, yeah.
Dustin.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
I saw y'all comments. I co-host was rolling. And I was like, you know what? I'm put them up there. So, but that was a great fragrant foul, sir.
Thank you.
Very good.
That hurt me because one of my favorite players in the past 25 years has been Chauncey Billups. And to see him being involved in this, man, that hurt. That hurt. That hurt. But thank you. I appreciate that.
But you know what they say.
On.
You got to take the bad with the good.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what? You got a flagrant foul. Now you get a
E-check. Show him who's cooking, son.
What's the heat check, playmaker? The entire opening week of the NBA.
You get no argument for me on that.
Now, playmaker, how you gonna do the entire league when the league just going through a scandal? Because despite the flagrant foul my co-host did, first, technically, we ain't even the first weekend because
Right.
Because today's the final day of the first weekend. They ain't even start yet. But already, 2 overtime games, 2 double overtime games, both featuring OKC, both wins by OKC, by the way. You had 35 30-point games, 9 40-point games, and Cole Johnson in the first week, 3 50-point games.
The only issue I have is the offense is going a little bit on the overboard level, but this is good. Unfortunately, though, I'll say that. Fortunately, I'll say this: offense is good for the league.
Those 30 50-point games are the 3 gentlemen you see on the screen here. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, who had a 55 piece.
Aaron
against
Gordon had a
the-
50 burger. Wow.
Against the Indiana Pacers in the dub. Aaron Gordon had a 50 piece and a loss to the Golden State Warriors.
Aaron Gordon had a 50 burger. Wow.
And Austin Reeves, as my co-host mentioned earlier, Austin Reeves went off for 51 in a win in Sacramento.
Good job, AR.
Now, playmaker, what else you got for us in the seat chat?
Yes.
Well, speaking of which, the MVP picking up right where he left off at, Cole. Just picking up right.
I mean, the man's just ice cold. I mean, what have we both said when we picked our 5 best players and both of our number ones was him?
That's a
There's no answer for
simple.
him.
That's simple 40 points a game in 3 games. 6 boys and 4 assists.
No answer for him. And I watched that game Tuesday night. This dude is so locked in. He let his other cohorts cook before he said, "Okay, it's time for me to take over." And you see, he gave you 35, 5, and 5 in that game. I'm like, jeez. And he does it. He does it in such a stealth fashion. I mean, you're thinking, well, man, SGA, is he involved in this game? And then you look up, middle of the 4th quarter, he has all these points. That's a cold man. That's a cold man, bro. That's a cold man. Cold.
Says, I'm surprised the Atlanta Hawks didn't push them to overtime the way their season was starting. Houston double overtime. Indiana double overtime. I'm not surprised Atlanta couldn't push them to overtime at least. So that's SGA numbers. But playmaker. Can anybody challenge SGA? Well, I have 2 candidates. When it comes to competition through 3 games thus far, Victor Wembanyama and Giannis, they are making the case already.
And Giannis's, dare say, his is quiet. With the stat you put up, his is quiet because people aren't really talking about him. Bobby, doggone if I don't see highlight reel at the highlight reel of Wembanyama.
Look at this Victor Wembanyama for the San Antonio Spurs. 33.3 points a game. Over 13 rebounds a game. And this man is throwing shots.
This man blocked the shot, and he did not leave his feet.
That man blocked 2 shots from 2 different players in the same possession.
He didn't leave his feet when he blocked the shot, though.
And then on top of that, went down court and drilled the 3.
And was an and 1-3 at that. Blocked the shot without leaving. He didn't get on his tippy toes, man. He blocked it flat-footed. How you block a shot flat-footed? Lord have mercy.
That's why they call him an alien.
My Lord have mercy. Yeah, I think if he has figured it out, the Spurs are going to be champs sooner rather than later because whew,
And then Giannis, the Greek freak.
ain't no answer for him.
And you said this is quiet.
Yes. But how can I say it's quiet and dude average 36, 16, and 7?
As I said when we did our top 5, Milwaukee is going to go as far as Giannis can take you.
And look, Giannis could take them if he's healthy, he could take the Bucks very far. The only issue I have with him is you got to have somebody that could take the load off him because he can't pull that wagon that hard, that much, with that amount of weight for that long.
I mean,
That's the only issue I have with him. It has nothing to do with his game. His game is there.
oh yeah. But man, I was like, let me look at these statistics real quick because this is a crazy start to the NBA season, including the gambling scandal. I'm like, but man, this just like, what is going on here? This is some good basketball I'm watching out the gate. And we usually don't get good basketball out the gate, do we?
It normally is. You normally see players offensively work into a groove, work into a rhythm, and normally you see defense win out because basically the legs aren't there, and you got the good basketball that you normally would see when it gets around January when the legs are there. It's not there in October normally because, well, they, coming off an off season and they just are starting to work their way back. Man. I mean, we are seeing some good basketball action. We are.
Those of you who are running, where's the Joker at? Well, Joker's got 17.5 points per game, 12.5 rebounds a game, and he has 12.5 assists a game. So,
well, I mean, if he's going to have Aaron Gordon score 50 points, of course he's not going to do that every game, but still.
So,
and he's still averaging a triple-double.
He just averaging a triple-double.
Still averaging a triple-double. Yeah.
Great freaking the alien. They just saying, hey, don't forget about us. And SGA just picking up right where he left off at. Like, you do realize the last time you played a game was back in June, right? And they said, no worries. I'm here. We'll make it happen. So it's been interesting. It's been a very interesting take through 6 days of NBA. So, Coach Johnson, your takeaway from the opening week of the NBA season.
I've always said this, and this will make my ace smile. people talk about, well, the Lakers and the Celtics have to be good considering that they are the two biggest franchise players in the game. But I will say this, even if the Celtics and the Lakers are horrible, and I got a chance to witness this firsthand, when the Knicks are good, the league is great. And the Knicks look like they have a chance to be pretty good. So that's one takeaway I have. Another is I do think the games are a little too fast. And I think the pace needs to slow down just a little bit. Not much, just a little. You know, at least use 16 seconds of the shot clock. You know, at least use that much. You got 24. You don't have to chunk a shot up and it's 8 or 9 seconds that you have elapsed from the shot clock. I would love to see more team play on offense. I would love to see that, but beggars can't be choosers. And for me, outside of seeing Michael Jordan getting interviewed by Mike Tirico, which that was a good sight to see, seeing Jordan talk about basketball on a basketball platform. It was really exciting to see the Thunder and the Rockets play to begin the season Tuesday. If the Rockets can stay healthy and they can win enough games, I would probably say at least 55, between 55 and 60. If they can win that many amount of games and they can solidify being a number 2 seed, because let's get this straight, there isn't a team that's better than the Thunder. And unless SGA goes down with an injury, which I'm not wishing or praying or hoping for, the Thunder are going to be the team to beat in the West, in my estimation, period. We might have seen the beginning of the Western Conference Finals with those two. And that actually made me feel good. And it made me feel good more. It made me feel good in divorcing myself as a Rockets fan. It made me feel good as a basketball fan because the basketball style that they both played, I loved.
This is going to be a marathon in all sense of the word.
Well, thanks to the scandal, it's going to be an even longer marathon.
Because these teams came out the gate hot, ready to roll.
I mean, Luka was spitting 43 in one game and 49 in another. I'm like, man.
Even LaMelo Ball decided to go for 38 yesterday, with the Charlotte Hornets dropping 139 points. Yeah, I said the Charlotte Hornets dropped 139 points.
See, that's the only thing But then again, teams did routinely score 130 points in the 80s. So, yeah.
Cooper Flag made his debut.
Looked pretty good, actually.
You know, it's going to be a marathon. This is going to be a war of attrition here. And this is just the first week, and we coming out swinging.
Oh, I'm sorry. And here's the other bit that I have to say. I am so sorry to Celtics fan and to Pacers fan. This is looking like it's shaping to be a pretty good year, but you all will not be participating past April. I know, because your main cogs are gone, and that sucks.
They are competitive. I give them that. They are competing.
They'll be competitive, but favorites can't say that this year.
So I'm looking forward to this. Not only did the NBA debut on NBC, also debuted on Prime Video. And then Inside the NBA is on ESPN.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. It looks like ESPN, for the exception of Charles calling out the particular sponsors on the show. I mean, they had sponsors before on TNT, but besides that, the show actually looks like it's the same.
It is the same.
I love it.
ESPN been. I don't think people was paying attention, but ESPN came out and said a while back, like they're not teaching anything inside the NBA does.
Yeah, they did. I remember seeing them. I remember seeing that. But sometimes when you have change like that, you think it's still going from one network to another. Although the way that they negotiated inside the NBA is being broadcast on ESPN, but basically the crew that they had on TNT came with them. Not to ESPN, but came with them as the Inside NBA brand. And I thought that was absolutely cool. But yeah.
That's all. Like Kenny making a joke about it. I thought when we was going to ESPN, I thought things was going to change. You know, the same crew is here, the same setup.
But you know what was so funny about that? Whoever was producing that segment, they did a wonderful thing. Every time Kenny mentioned something, they flashed to it where they had an ESPN logo on it. I thought that was beautiful. I was like, yes. I was like, even the producers have a sense of humor. I love it. Oh, but Charles is a trip. It's like, we got to talk about chicken? Oh yeah, we sponsored by Popeyes. I was like, wow. And that was in the first 5 minutes of the show. Of the first show.
And it was just strange in a good way to hear Mike Green says, an honor to be broadcasting with, and I'm like, yeah, this really is ESPN. We go from inside the NBA to Mike Green, Tim Legler, and Richard Jefferson calling the game.
Oh man, and I'm so proud of Richard Jefferson. I can't believe that he actually is on the number one team on ESPN. That is interesting.
Hey, congrats to Les, even though I'm gonna miss him breaking down. Yeah, because I love.
Yeah, I was gonna say too. I'm so happy about Tim Legler. He's to me one of the best analysts that the WNBA has, and for him now to do color, I'm proud of that dude. I'm real proud of that dude.
It's a great opening week, but I ain't gonna say keep it going because we got to make it to April.
Yeah, you got another 5.5 more months.
So I ain't stupid enough to say y'all to keep going because there's gonna be some times where it's gonna be like some players gonna sit out,
some players gonna get injured, and
the paces might not be the same.
Yeah,
from time to time.
The pace is gonna grind a little because the grind is gonna get heavier and harder. Yeah. We're not gonna see the same type of game, I don't think. We might see the same type of game 1 month from now. We might not see the same type of game 2 months from now. So, yeah.
But what a way to come out swinging.
Well, yeah, they come out swinging, and like I said, and on top of it, the NBA is back on NBC, and if I'm not mistaken, I think they said that there's somebody that is broadcasting an NBA game, whether it's Prime or Peacock or NBC.
Oh yeah, about that. Or in front of breaking when we come back. I got your upcoming national televised games.
This is a BS3 Network presentation.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central.
Shop hats and official sports gear at Lids. Lids is the leader and #1 destination for hats, gears, and everything that moves you, making it the perfect shop for fans to find official sports hats, merchandise, and gear. Represent your team, your town, and your style with a snapback adjustable fitted hat or beanie from thousands of college and pro teams. Browse the very latest sports jerseys and t-shirts from the best teams out there. Lids has officially licensed professional and college sport team apparel and hats featuring the hottest brands and trends. Shop online or visit one of the 100 stores across the country. Locker Rooms by Lids.
The Big Ten.
How would people on the campus of Ohio State University, how would they look at Ryan Day?
The SEC.
Until somebody can show me that they can beat Georgia outside of Alabama, I gotta roll with the Bulldogs.
The Big 12.
Mike Gundy, show me something. I picked you last year, okay?
The ACC.
I need Dabo Sweeney and the Clemson Tigers to show me that they are understanding what the mission is at hand.
And the Pac-12. Whoa. I'm sorry, the Pac-2. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down every single week all the hot college football games, bearing down the gridiron on the Playmakers Blog Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts.
I think we need an updated commercial on that one.
Oh man, that I forgot how bomb that commercial was.
Yeah, I think we need to update that commercial though.
But I still like the fact that you clowned Gundy and Brian Davis.
All right, as we get ready to get out of here, your national televised games coming up starting tonight on Peacock. The Cavs are in Detroit to take on the Detroit Pistons. JB Bickerstaff going against his former team. Somebody's going 3-1. That's at 7. And at 9:30, the Denver Nuggets are in the Twin City to take on the Ant-Man-less Timberwolves. Anything you're looking forward to tonight, sir?
You know, that squad from the D. They're on the come up. I don't think they're going to be the 6th seed this year. I think they're coming for a home court advantage in the first round at worst. That team looks really good. That team looks scary good. And
that is tonight.
They're next.
Tomorrow, NBC debuts their Coast to Coast season. NBC and Peacock, 8 p.m. The New York Knicks. Shout out to Wise and Hefe. All right, in Milwaukee to take on the Milwaukee Bucks. And then 11 p.m. on the East Coast, 8 a.m. on the West Coast. It is the Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers going against Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors.
PM.
I don't know this coast to coast. I don't know how this coast to coast going to work.
Well, we'll see tomorrow how it works.
That is 11 p.m. on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm. But it's only 8 out in LA and in San Fran.
Unless they saying, okay, the East Coast, you get a prime time slot, and then the West Coast, you get a prime time slot.
Maybe. That might be it. That might be how they're doing it. That might be how they're doing it. So it's not April 28th. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Well, Clippers, you're good.
I think I know what you're looking forward to in that one. Oh, you can actually watch the Clippers game for once.
Yeah, I can actually watch a Clippers game, and I'll expect it to be competitive. Heck, I can actually expect them to win it. Not that I'm not rooting for either team, but yeah, I can actually expect a good game, and the Clippers won't clip themselves out of a dub.
And then Wednesday, ESPN Wednesday. Yep, ESPN Wednesday. Ernie, Shaq, Kenny, and Charles will get us started. And then at 7 p.m., it is the Cavaliers. They are in TD Garden to take on the Boston Celtics. And then at 9:30, the LeBron and Luka-less Lakers. They are in the Twin City to take on the Ant-Man-less Timberwolves.
Hey, LeBron. So how is that? How's the sales of Hennessy going? Are you like and tell me what type of style you doing? You doing like that Dos Equis man, or you doing like Slish Ball Lecho?
This man went straight to double take.
I feel bad that I feel bad that Anthony Edwards pulled a hamstring on his third leg, and we won't be able to see him in 2 of these games. Rest up and recover well. Put a cast on that third leg, son. I said cast, not a condom.
You just won't let it go. You just won't let it go.
Kevin Durant called him out. That's what made it even funnier.
So those are your nationally televised games tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Tonight and tomorrow, Peacock, NBC. Wednesday, it is ESPN. Prime Video gets you started on Halloween.
Oh, Friday. Okay.
I did say Halloween, didn't I?
Mm-hmm. Well, Halloween's Friday. Well, Halloween's on Friday, so yeah.
I know, but I did say Halloween, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. You know what that means.
Look, Halloween's not my favorite day of the year either.
Especially not this year for you. Because exclusively on Prime is the NBA Cup.
Yeah, Halloween's not my favorite day of the year. And now we're getting to the most insignificant time of the NBA season. Let's hurry up and let it get to past the first week in December where we get real basketball and we can continue on with it from there.
Well, firstly, since we do a basketball show, we have to.
Because these courts that look like 5-year-olds designed them suck.
Oh, you saw the courts?
I saw only one of the 30. I think it was your Magic. I think it was that court. But I'm like, oh my gosh, this actually looks like you took a blank NBA court canvas, you put in front of a kindergartner, you gave them 128 colors, and just went all ham on each color they could get their hands on to have the court look like it. And you're doing it for a cup that doesn't matter. And don't give it the, well, if they win it, they actually get either a bye in the playoffs or they get a playoff. But no, don't assign anything postseason with that crap. It'll be just like what Major League Baseball had to learn with the All-Star game when they said the winner of that game will actually have home field advantage in the World Series. They learned quick that's not how you should do it. Don't you assign anything playoffs with the NBA Cup whack winner.
I didn't hear that. Where did you hear that from?
Last year, Adam Silver was thinking about toying with the idea of the NBA Cup winner could actually have a berth in the playoffs or some ridiculousness like that. I'm like, no.
Apparently, that must not went through because I didn't hear nothing about that.
No, and it should not have gone through. No, that's whack. That's garbage. It should not. No. I mean, it's bad enough we have this in the WNBA with the Commissioner's Cup. Now we have this whackness with the NBA Cup. Whackness. With the courts looking crappy to match the whackness. Heck, it's almost as whack as having LeBron James being a Hennessy spokesperson.
Well,
but it's not as whack as Shannon Sharp getting with a 17-year-old Snow Bunny and being taken for $10 million.
All I can say is, ladies and gentlemen, be prepared for the next couple of weeks. I can't remember how long the NBA Cup is going. Yeah, Cole Johnson will be going off just like that because we have to cover the NBA Cup.
I hate the NBA Cup. I'll put it this way. I love the NBA Cup as much as I love Dallas.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, you all know I love Dallas.
Yeah, I bet they do.
I love Dallas. Like I said, Ben, shout out to you, brother. Ivan, shout out to you. My man, Intellect, celebrate his birthday. Shout out to you, my brother. Hope everything's good with you. The Chef, shout out to you, brother. The Queen, shout out to you. And people that lived in my heart from time gone by. I appreciate all of you. Still have love for you.
Why do I even entertain you when it comes to Dallas?
What do you mean?
That's Cole Johnson on the playmaker.
What?
Catch us Wednesday for Bearing Down the Gridiron, and more fun for Cole Johnson because another coach has gotten fired of his favorite vernacular.
Yes, but my love for Dallas is genuine.
You've done good. You've done great. But you can't stop here. You can't stop now. You gotta keep going. Through all your trials and your tribulations, you gotta keep pushing. Now, finish your campaign.
Yeah, gotta get it out the mud, that's the only way to